J-E-T-S! Jets! Let's go!
Let's go. Glad to have you back. Super Bowl, nothing less. Let's go, AVT.
What a throw! Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson!
Keep the faith, guys. Keep the faith.
Love it.
J-E-T-S! Jets! Let's get it! Wow!
MetLife Stadium. Aaron Rodgers is home, baby. Jets Media, I love you all.
Shout out Jets Media.
Blessed day ahead.
Blessed day ahead.
Hey, yo.
Wet hair, don't care.
Jets Media Day. Yeah. Testing.
You guys do like a live podcast or?
Yeah, we're doing that right now. Hopefully, we're about to get it back on.
We're good.
Yeah.
Do your thing, boy.
Audio, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear us?
Check.
Can you hear us? Let's go. All right.
All right, baby.
We're
we
back.
Good?
Sorry for the technical difficulties. We got rain, we got issues, but it's all good.
Are we going to get a Jets Media Day with good
right
weather?
Here on Jets Media Day 2024, the third annual event. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Yes, you can. Hit the like button for your boy. If you're watching on YouTube.
Let's go.
Watching on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're even on Twitch. All right, Jack, we made it.
We made it, baby.
Technical difficulties. Shout out to everybody in the backdrop. Let's go, baby.
I'm stoked. I'm fired up. Third annual Jets Media Day. Yeah, we got some rain, but we're powering
through it, baby. We got a crew here behind us. We got a crew to the side. We got the Jets getting ready to take the field to destroy the Denver Broncos for the 3rd year in a row. I'm fired up, baby. Let's get it.
I'm fired up.
Let's get it.
We got a big matchup against the Denver Broncos today. The New York Jets are on a 2-game winning streak. Aaron Rodgers is back to his dominant self. We saw what he did against the New England Patriots on Thursday Night Football, and it was a freaking joy to watch our quarterback go out there against our division rival and put on a show with the whole world watching. All right, so vintage Aaron Rodgers may be back. Will he be back for this game at MetLife Stadium, his 2nd home game? We shall see, Jack. What was your impressions of Aaron Rodgers? Because we wanted to see Aaron Rodgers for Jets Media Day last year, Jack, but wasn't the case because of we know why.
Of course we know why. I'm not even going to mention it. But watching Aaron Rodgers play in the Jets' last game against the New England Patriots Week 3 was unlike anything I've ever seen as a New York Jets fan, was unlike anything any of us have ever seen as a New York Jets fan. I mean, it was quarterback play at its finest. Aaron Rodgers truly turning back the clock, making plays with his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. I think he was like 6 for 6 or something like that on passes outside of the pocket, just having an absolute vintage Aaron Rodgers game. I know that's what everybody's calling it, but it's absolutely 100% accurate. Rodgers turned back the clock right in front of our eyes, and as a Jets fan, it was unlike anything I've ever seen, and I'm fired up to hopefully be able to see it once again this afternoon.
And Jack, you see the stats on the screen. Aaron Rodgers for the season, 624 passing yards already, 5 touchdowns to only 1 interception with a passer rating of 103.1. We don't know what it's like to have a quarterback like this, Jets fan, so let's appreciate the greatness that we have, and the coolest thing about it is that all the players around Aaron Rodgers seems to be playing at another level. The New York Jets are one of the best offenses in the NFL. They're the best offense on 3rd down. Okay, the run game is just getting started. We're top 10 in metrics on the offensive line, protecting the quarterback, running the football. Guys like Lazard is having a breakout season with Aaron Rodgers. Mike Williams is just getting started. We got a dynamic duo of Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, and dare I say, we have a very good pass-catching tight end who broke out last week. So we got a big matchup coming up, and I feel like Jets fans, we are really excited to see a potential return of vintage Aaron Rodgers. Chat, let me know how you're feeling right now, because I think that what the New York Jets are about to display today is another version of an Aaron Rodgers big time game. We got some super chats though. EK says, let's go Jets, hiding out from the rain on her bus. LOL, I will see you at the game. I appreciate you,
I don't blame you, brother.
Yeah, the rain is an issue right now, but it's not gonna stop us. This is the 2nd year in a row there's rain.
3rd annual Jets Media Day, 2nd annual rainy Jets Media Day, but we make do, man. The only thing I wish is that they could take a industrial hair dryer to the field.
Shout out to
protect
Jetpack.
our guys' Achilles.
$2. Love y'all, boys. Go Jets. Let's get this W. Let's effing go. Hey,
Let's go.
Jetpack, appreciate the super chat. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Shout out to Broadway Jets in the chat right now. Production, 10 out of 10. That's my boy, Broadway Jets. NYJ Matt, NYJ Mike. Shout out to you guys.
Shout
I appreciate it. Guys, we're on lot J3 right now. Lot J3, if you guys want to pull up
J3.
with the Gotham City crew. All right, so
I'm
Aaron
still
Rodgers,
thinking about
man.
something you just said, dude.
Let's hear it.
The Jets being the best offense on 3rd down?
56%.
Have we ever in our lives felt or heard anything like that? And that's Aaron Rodgers, man. This is Aaron Rodgers' team through and through. And that is just a mind-blowing stat. And having this confidence, you know, it's 2nd and 17, 3rd and 15. Aaron Rodgers drops back to pass. You have confidence that he's going to find somebody open. And it's just something that we've never experienced before. And the weapons are there, not only in the backfield, on the outside, in the slot, at the tight end position, as you put it, man. The weapons are everywhere. If Rodgers stays healthy, if Rodgers stays upright, the offensive line, which we're about to get into a little bit as well, has been playing pretty well. So, you know, the sky's the limit, man. Best offense in the league on 3rd down.
Best offense in the league, and it's because of
unbelievable.
It's because of Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron
and
Rodgers, baby.
I have something special for you guys on this show. We have Aaron Rodgers highlights. Right? Aaron Rodgers highlights is what we got. So that's going to be queued up in just a moment, and we're going to watch the greatest quarterback to ever walk the face of the earth. Yeah, I'm not. Who's Tom Brady? I don't know who Tom Brady is.
I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers is on your screen right now. That's our quarterback, folks. That is our QB. You saw what he did against the San Francisco 49ers, throwing it up to Garrett Wilson. He went back there, through the back shoulders. I mean, this guy is off the charts in terms of just getting his getting the playmakers the ball in space, drawing players off sides. I mean, Lazard is turning back the clock, looking like an elite wide receiver. I mean, it really is showing you guys that Aaron Rodgers is here, and he is just getting started, folks. So, chat, let me know what you guys think about Aaron Rodgers so far this season, because in my opinion, Jack, he's just getting started.
Oh, of course, man. And obviously looking at these highlights, you can tell that he's not afraid to throw into tight windows. He trusts his playmakers. But at the same time, he keeps the ball out of harm's way, which is, a wonderful thing. Once again, a thing that us as Jets fans are not very used to when it comes to quarterback play. So the trust is there, but also his ability to keep the ball out of harm's way. Obviously, 1 interception on the season so far. I don't expect many more, to be honest, as the season goes on. But I do expect many more touchdowns. Yeah. So I'm hoping for another clinic from Aaron Rodgers today. And
Aaron Rodgers, another stat, because I love to give you guys Aaron Rodgers stats. He is one of 2 quarterbacks in the NFL to not have one turnover-worthy play. Like, the interception he had wasn't technically a turnover-worthy play because it wasn't his fault. He threw the ball in tight coverage, ball got tipped up in the air. He's one of 2 QBs to not have a turnover-worthy play. When you have a quarterback that's playing efficient, getting the ball out fast, that is a beautiful thing to see. And the cool thing about Aaron Rodgers right now, folks, is that he's elevating the guys around him. He's also making the offensive line look better. He is making the changes at the line of scrimmage, Jack, because we have a big game against the Broncos. Now, the Broncos have a really good defensive pass rush. They're right up there in terms of one of the best in terms of getting to the quarterback. They're going to blitz a lot. But the thing I love about Aaron Rodgers is, hey, you're not going to confuse that man. He's going to know what's coming. He's going to make his adjustments at the line of scrimmage, and he is going to get the ball out fast, early, and often, and I cannot wait to see what he does today, man.
Absolutely, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, the simple fact is that Aaron Rodgers, a player of his caliber, elevates everybody around him, not only on the offense, but on the defense, on the coaching staff, front office, the fan base, everything, you name it. He elevates everything and everybody around him. That includes the offensive line, who's been protecting him pretty damn well. They started to open up some running lanes as well, which I think is going to have to be a factor today as the rain continues. Maybe we'll see a little less passing, or if we are going to see passing, maybe we're going to see a lot of Breece Hall and Braylon Allen coming out of the backfield. Hopefully we'll see this offensive line hold up. Because as you mentioned, this Denver Broncos defense is a defense that likes to bring a lot of pressure. They're going to try and get after Aaron Rodgers. They're going to send some blitzes, especially on a day like today. Obviously the weather is becoming more and more of a factor as the morning goes on. But I'm still expecting great things out of this Aaron Rodgers-led offense. Again, I think this is gonna lead to some more Breece Hall and potentially Braylon Allen today, which I'm very excited for.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, the killer bees. I mean, the dynamic running back duo of Breece Hall and Braylon Allen has been the biggest story, I think, of this entire season so far from an offensive standpoint. Jack, I saw a stat. Braylon Allen has the highest PFF rushing grade in the entire NFL, 90 flat. You know who's number 2? Derrick Henry, the guy that everybody's been comparing Braylon Allen to. He's an efficient runner. He has limited carries, not a lot of volume just yet, but every time Braylon Allen gets the rock, it seems like he's going and getting those yards, lowering the shoulder. He already got 2 touchdowns, and I think they got to utilize him on the field next to Breece Hall, and I think it's going to be one of those games today where we see both Breece Hall and Braylon Allen get the ball a lot because the Denver Broncos got killed by Breece, which we'll get into later on in the show.
Absolutely.
That's a matchup to watch. So what's your thoughts so far of the killer bees and the dynamic duo 1-2 punch of Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, Jack?
Dynamic is definitely the word to describe it, man. I mean, Breece Hall has proved already, in his 3rd year now that he's a do-it-all type of guy. Obviously, he can either get hurt against the Denver Broncos or absolutely go off against the Denver Broncos. So we're hoping for the latter of the two today. But Breece Hall, what else do we have to say about him at this point in his career? We know he's a proven entity, and he's a beast, and he's one of the best players on this Jets offense. Now, Braylon Allen, rookie year, the Derrick Henry comparisons have been a thing. And then you just mentioned that, which I didn't know about the PFF grade. I don't believe in coincidences, man. So there's something there for sure. Braylon Allen is another very versatile guy coming out of the backfield. He's shown that he can run the ball. He's shown that he can catch passes. And he's a big, physical body, not your typical running back stature in the NFL. So I'm excited to see what he can continue to do as a young, healthy set of fresh legs, man.
I know, man. This running back duo is getting Jets fans giddy. We got some super chats to get into.
Let's go.
My mom is right next to me, and she decides to send in a $100 super chat.
Nancy!
Do that. There she is.
Let's go. Yeah.
There's Nancy. Thank you so much. Another epic Jets Media Day. Let's go. Shout out to the Mama Melora with a $100 super chat. I appreciate you, Mom. You did not have to do that. And then we got Bella DeGeneiro.
Oh.
Proud of you. Love you. That's my
Shout out
girlfriend
to
right
Bella.
there. Come on. Come over here, Bella.
Woo.
Come here. She comes in and sends in the $50 super chat.
Love you. So proud of you.
Thank you so much for the super chat, baby. I love you. Oh, my God.
Let's go.
And then the third super chat. James, come on here.
Get in here.
Come on, Mr. James,
Give
a
me a
$20
kiss,
super chat.
James.
What a show. What an event. Thank you, boys, for the
Richie, leaving him hanging.
work. Let's go, Jets. 27-17. That's my boy, James DeBoer.
Oh, you got our
guys know
first
him.
prediction of the day.
Hey, the first prediction is 27-17.
First prediction is in, folks.
Wow.
From J.O.B.
T. Rivera, we here. Richie at Jets Media. Nice meeting you, bro. What up, Jack? Nothing can stop, no rain or snow. Let's Evan go. T. Rivera, where are you at? Are you watching? T. Rivera, I need you on the show.
Come on by, T. Rivera.
Come on. Oh, we gotta get you. We need it. If you're here at the event and you send in a super chat, you gotta come on.
Yeah, come
the
on
show.
by,
So,
man.
T. Rivera,
Everybody's
I just
welcome
met
to
you
stop
before.
on by.
I appreciate Jetpack. Another super chat. Looks like the rain would clear up before noon. Yeah, the weather decided to rain on us. All right, we sacrificed the rain for this show because we do not want the rain on Aaron Rodgers and the
Yeah,
Jets.
let's get
Jack.
that field dry by 12:30, huh?
Let's get the field ready to go. All right, the rain should be gone soon. At least I hope, man. I mean, shout out to all the people in the background. This is Jets Media Day. If you guys don't know what this event is, this is the third annual event where we come to MetLife Stadium together. We have an awesome, awesome party hosted by Gotham City Crew, the best tailgate party for the Jets games. I guarantee you that. And then we're going to go into the hangar today, a private suite. All of us will
Stoked
be
for
there,
that.
and then we'll go onto the field. So if you guys want to come through next year, stay tuned, all right? It's a lot of fun, and I'm very fortunate to have my buddy, my co-host of the Jets Media Podcast, Jack McGalley on
Let's
here,
go, baby.
Oh, my
Honored
God.
to be here on this wonderful, wonderful day for football.
Oh, my God. It really, really is. So let's get into some defense. We talked a lot about the offense, Jack. We talked about Aaron Rodgers. We talked about, what we saw from the offense. But now the defense is kind of coming out there, and they kind of really put their presence known. And I watched one Jets drive, and it was a heck of an episode to recap a win against the Titans, a win against the Patriots. And the one thing I noticed in that one Jets drive episode, Jack, was how fired up this Jets defense was before that Patriots game. They knew what the Patriots were going to try to do is run the football. They're like, let's go shut this run down, and let's go force them to pass and prove to be the best defense on the freaking planet. That's exactly what they did. Now, the Patriots, Jack, they're not a dynamic offense, but they're an elite run game. That's what they all said. We shut them down and made them look silly. Will the Jets defense get back to dominance, Jack? Will they get back to dominance? Because they've been dominant for 2 seasons. First 2 games a little iffy, but we saw their dominance last game. What's your expectations in this one?
Yeah, man, I think to answer your question, I think yes. I think the Jets defense can get back to being an absolutely dominant force. I mean, we saw it last week against our most heated division rival in the New England Patriots, and obviously those aren't the New England Patriots of years past. However, they're still the New England Patriots, and the Jets wanted to put a shellacking on them, and that's exactly what the Jets defense did, specifically shutting down Ramondre Stevenson and the Jets and the Patriots running attack, rather. It was a thing of beauty, man. The Jets defensive front was making plays. Quincy Williams all over the field. Jamie Sherwood stepping up and filling a role. And, it's just amazing what these guys are able to do. Rough start to the year. Game 3 was pretty much a perfect lights-out performance. Really have no complaints about that. And then today, this is ultimately what should be another smacking against Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos.
This Jets defense really came out there and completely dominated. We got some defensive highlights for you guys to show on the screen right now because I feel like Will McDonald is the guy that's really featured. With Jermaine Johnson going down for the season, Jack. I don't even know who. There's a guy named, what's his name? Hassan. I don't even know who that guy is. Hassan Red. I don't even know. He's not even a Jet in my eyes.
Who cares?
Will McDonald, Jack. 5 sacks for the season. 5 sacks already, Jack. What's your thoughts of the breakout party for Will McDonald in his second season, man? We drafted him in the first round, and he has not just 5 sacks in the season, Jack. 5 sacks in 2 games. 2 games.
Absolutely, dude. And I'm so stoked to see that. Not that I've ever been a Will McDonald hater, but when you take a guy in the first round, you need to see some production out of him. And, last year, we saw some flashes from Will McDonald, a flash in the pan here and there. But I feel like this year, and unfortunately it had to be due to a brutal injury to our guy, Jermaine Johnson. but Will McDonald's ability to step up, like Richie just said, 5 sacks in 2 games for a second-year player who really didn't do much in his rookie season is no small feat. So his ability to come out there, plug in and play in a huge situation and exceed expectations, not meet expectations, but exceed expectations is nothing short of fantastic, and I'm just excited to see what he can do to continue the year. Can he show up today and get after a rookie in Bo Nix? I would sure hope so.
I think they will, man. I mean, Bo Nix, we'll get into it later in the show when we get into more of the matchups, but Bo Nix is coming off his first win of his career. He does not have a passing touchdown yet in his first 3 career starts, so we got to see if he's going to be able to get one through the air. But Bo Nix is someone that can run. He's athletic. He's big. He leads the Broncos in rushing yards, so he's their leading rusher, which means that it's not the running backs that's running the ball. It's the quarterback of Bo Nix. You know, Sean Payton, he's an offensive mind. You know that he's going to really try to, have some opportunities to attack the Robert Saleh-led defense, but I think that this Jets fan base, we needed to see this defense to get back to dominance, and that's exactly what they did against the Patriots. Quinn Williams is a presence to be reckoned with. He had a really good game against New England with that interior pass rush. Javon Kinlaw, he's eating up his one-on-one opportunities.
Yeah.
And how about Jamie and Sherwood? CJ Mosley goes down, Jack, and we're like, oh my God, that's the captain of our defense.
That's our guy.
CJ Mosley's gone. He's probably not going to play today. What's your thoughts of the linebacker duo of Quincy Williams and Jamie and Sherwood? And then even talk about Chaz Surratt, who's that third linebacker.
Plug and play, man. Chaz Surratt, another example, kind of like Will McDonald. Plug and play. Next man up, go in there and do your job. And, he's able to do that. Jamie and Sherwood even more so. Jamie and Sherwood has stepped up in, bigger ways than I thought possible, honestly. He's flying around out there looking like another Quincy Williams. We got another heavy crew making their way over to the party right now. But just to touch on Quincy Williams real quick, one of my favorite players on the entire team, man. I think he's right up there with Sauce Gardner at this moment as the best player on this Jets defense. And thinking about where we got him, where he came from, an absolute gem of a find from our GM, Joe Douglas. And we have him for, a very cheap contract with, the way he's playing football. So, he's a player who's kind of becoming the heart and soul of our defense, Quincy Williams. And to touch on something you mentioned, I hope Bo Nix is the Broncos' leading rusher today, because that means he's going to meet Quincy Williams and Jamie and Sherwood 5-10 yards above the line of scrimmage quite a lot. And if the Broncos running backs can't get it going on a rainy day, I would love to see Bo Nix be the Broncos' leading rusher, because that means we're going to crack him.
And you know who's the quarterback spy for the Jets, I've learned? Will McDonald drops back. When the Jets versus the Titans, their main guy to really shut down the rushing ability of the quarterback of Will Levis was Will McDonald. He dropped back and spy, so expect Will McDonald to not only rush the passer, but to drop back and try to contain Bo Nix when he tries to scramble, because that's something that he's going to try to do. All right, we got a super chat from my boy Keith, who's right here. I need Keith to come on right now.
Keith, get over here, bro.
Movie. Rain can't stop us. Go Jets. Keith, let's go, baby. Appreciate it.
Let's go, Jets, baby.
Shout out to Keith, bro.
Shout out
We
to
appreciate
Keith,
you, man.
Loyal supporter.
Keep the change with the $5 super chat. He's on right here. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate you guys. And Plumpy Boys had gifted 5 Jets Media memberships. We appreciate you gifting 5 media memberships. We got a van behind us now. Let's freaking go. Bo Nix. Hey, we got a van now. We got a van behind us, but it's all good. It's not stopping us, baby. It's not stopping us. So
nothing can stop us. Not a rain, not the van, nothing.
Hey, I feel like we got to see those Jets defense highlights, because I feel like what we've seen from this defense so far has been off the charts, and I feel like what Will McDonald and this Jets defense has done. I mean, Jack, we have the highest pass rush rate in the NFL, and we're actually tied with the Broncos. So these are 2 of the best pass rushing teams through 3 weeks of the season going off today, and that's even without Jermaine Johnson and Hassan Reddick. So you see the highlights on your screen right now. This defense has been a little better than some people think after week 1.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, the Jets defense, awful start to the season. Nobody can deny that. They looked like a JV team going against a college team. But, they've slowly gotten back to where we expect them to. Week 2 was a little sketchy. Thanks to Will Levis for turning the ball over a couple times. Last week was absolute dominance on every level. And that's where we expect this Jets defense to play, especially against a sorry-ass offense like the New England Patriots. And then again today against another sorry offense like the Denver Broncos, I expect dominance from the Jets. I do.
I expect dominance as well, man. Like, you look at what the Jets did last year against really good quarterbacks at MetLife Stadium. They dominated, all right? Our first opportunity of getting a taste of what this Jets defense looks like at MetLife Stadium this season, completely dominated, right? We had two away games to start off the season. In San Francisco, that was a weird game. This defense played not to the standard that we expect. Week 2, they played better, but still not great. They allowed 17 points, which is still really good on paper. And then when it mattered the most, they zipped it up, got 4 straight stops in the red zone to help the New York Jets get the W. So let's hope this Jets defense can go out there and be dominant, man. Chuck Clark is somebody who had a really good game actually last week.
Yeah.
Tony Adams, Jack, is actually graded as a top 20 safety so far this season. He's
Love
having
that.
an underrated season right now. So
We're big Tony Adams guys, you
big
and I.
Tony Adams. And Chuck Clark broke out. And Robert Saleh said something interesting about Chuck Clark where, people forget he tore his ACL last year. He did not play football for a long time, so he's getting his feet underneath him.
Absolutely.
And we don't really know who he is as a Jet. He started off the season trash. So we're like, oh, this guy Chuck Clark is washed. He's not good.
Rough.
He had a really good game against the Patriots, had a strip fumble, took that ball away from Stevenson, and had a sack. So if we can get Chuck Clark playing well, Tony Adams playing well, I think this Jets football team is low-key could have an underrated safety duo, not to mention our secondary with Sauce and DJ Reed and MC2 in that slot.
Yeah, man. I mean, I hope I don't sound arrogant saying this. I think it's just a fact. I don't see where the weakness is on this Jets defense, to be honest. Even depth-wise as well, as we've seen with Will McDonald, as we've seen with Jamien Sherwood, even a Chaz Surratt, a Brandon Echols. I mean, this Jets defense at all 3 levels, has the ability to play elite football. And, it doesn't all necessarily have to be with household names. I mean, we're talking about guys like Tony Adams and Chuck Clark, who are stepping up, playing their role, and doing it well.
Hey, man, I'm excited. We got a van behind us. Someone tell that van to move. But it's all good, man. I'm excited. This defense has definitely proved to be able to get back to their dominant ways, and I expect them to do that in this game against the Bo Nix-led Denver Broncos offense, because you look at what the Jets defense is so good at is when you can stop the run, you got to be able to get to the passer, and I think that's what the Jets' philosophy is get off the fast starts. We heard what Aaron Rodgers said leading into that Patriots game, Jack, all week long, which was start fast, because what we did not see once, I think, last year, Jack, was this Jets defense play with a lead. And I think now that we actually have an offense with Aaron Rodgers, that's going to allow this defense to get a little more creative. Jeff Ulbrich did a tremendous job. I think they're going to actually show some more pressure looks, disguise the line of scrimmage, make it look like we're pressuring, drop back in coverage, maybe disguise some looks. I think what the Jets have now with an offense led by Aaron Rodgers, this defense can take a little more chances, right?
Yes.
Now that they know, okay, we don't have to, give up 7-10 points to win football games, we can take some chances. Send Quincy Williams on a blitz. Send Michael Carter on a slot blitz. Send Chuck Clark on a blitz, right? So I think with the Jets having an offense that they have right now, they can get a little more creative and send some more pressure looks in this game like they did last week.
Absolutely, man. I couldn't have said it any better myself. I think I was 7 years old the last time the Jets were playing with a multiple score lead. And you said it absolutely right. I mean, it opens up the possibilities for this defense, for the offense as well, for Hackett as a play caller, for Rodgers as the field general up there, kind of getting creative, getting to do what he wants. But this defense, being able to play with the lead, not being afraid to send the blitz, because we know this Jets defense, in the Saleh Ulbrich era, typically are very, very committed to the 4-man rush. And, seeing what we were able to do against New England, I don't even remember how many sacks we got. 7?
Yeah, 7 sacks.
7 sacks against the Patriots. Lots of them coming on, plays where we're sending pressure. And it's good to see, not that we're going to commit to that, because I still think we're a team that can get it done with the 4-man rush. But, not being afraid, rather, to send the pressure, to send the blitz. That also means you have trust in your secondary and man coverage. So it's good to see. This defense, once again, obviously it's just one dominant game. But they do seem to be getting back on track, for sure.
They do. We got a super chat. Call me crazy, but we see Zach Wilson in the 4th quarter. Hey, that means we're blowing him out, or Bo Nix gets hurt, which I hope does not happen. But can you imagine Zach Wilson somehow gets on that field today somehow? What the crowd would react?
It would be so poetic, man. It would be so Jets for something like that to occur. I almost wouldn't put it out of the frame of possibilities.
I know, man. We shall see. Thank you for the super chat. Sean MD. Jets, please win. I've crashed out twice already this weekend because of the Mets. Oh, don't get me started, Sean. Please don't make it a third time today, Jets. The Jets will make up for what the Mets' misery have shown us this weekend.
Mets, dude?
Man, they're collapsing before our eyes, but it's all good. We're not eliminated just yet. Shout out to Sean for the super chat. We appreciate it. So the next segment I want to get into with you, Jack, and everybody watching is the AFC East, because there is a lot of things going on around this division. We are currently in the state where the Miami Dolphins have some quarterback issues, right? We just found out who their new starting quarterback is going to be. The Buffalo Bills are 3-0 and look really, really good. And then we have the New England Patriots, Jack, who suck. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. They're not a good football team. So I'm curious. You look at the standings on the screen right here. The Buffalo Bills are at 3-0. The New York Jets are right behind them at 2-1, and then the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots are both at 1-2. What's your thoughts right now, the state of the AFC East right now, Jack? Because it's through 3 weeks, I feel like this is exactly where I would hopeful to be, right? Be 2-1. The Bills definitely has played way better football than I anticipated.
Yeah.
But I think their biggest challenge is going to be this Sunday night, well, tonight actually, against the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, 100%. I'm excited to see that game, Bills-Ravens. But I agree. This is where I expected the New York Jets to be through 3 games. I didn't expect a win against San Francisco week 1. I didn't expect us to look like a JV team. But here we are, 2-1, exactly where we should be. I agree with you, for my friend, in terms of I did not expect the Bills to be playing as good as they're playing, especially losing out on Diggs and stuff like that. But Josh Allen is playing like an MVP, playing lights out, looks unconscious out there, just playing on feeling. So, that's a problem. So I'm excited to see how they play against a really good, well, I mean, you can't even call the Ravens a really good team based on their record. On paper, the Ravens are a very good team. So we'll see how the Bills fare up tonight.
And the thing about the Buffalo Bills, Jack, is they got rid of Diggs, they got rid of Davis, they brought in Curtis Samuel, they drafted Keon Coleman, so the big narrative was, all right, at least this is how I looked at it, talking to you, Dan Mitchell, will Josh Allen level up his game to a level that we haven't seen before? And that really what it comes down to. TD Finstock is calling me right now because I'm talking about the AFCs. Maybe that's why.
Stop.
That's it. TD, why are you calling me? I'm live. Are you kidding me? I'm live. I'm talking about your Miami Dolphins right now, telling how trash you are. Tyler Huntley's trash. You don't even know what's coming. I'll see you in a few weeks, TD. You're interrupting the show.
Garbage.
I hung up on him. How about that, TD Finstock? Had to hang up on you. All love the TDs.
Didn't even let him get a word in.
I didn't let him get a word. I don't know if he's watching or he's asking. So I don't know what he's talking about. But Josh Allen is playing like an MVP. He's the front runner right now. But we know who's coming for him.
That could have been a call about the round table. Could have been a call about anything. You're like, dude, the Dolphins are trash. You're interrupting the stream.
But it's perfect timing because we are talking about the state of the AFC's division. So, Jack, that segues into the Miami Dolphins. We just found out Tyler Huntley will be the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins tomorrow night against the Tennessee Titans. And let's not forget, Will Levis had his breakout game against the Miami Dolphins on primetime football last year. So if the Dolphins want to get back on track, it has to be tomorrow night. And they have 2 winnable games. They got the Titans and then the Patriots. So with Tyler Huntley, I think the Dolphins, this is their opportunity to get back on track and go on a little 2-game win streak to become 3-2 while Tua tries to get healthy.
I agree, man. And listen, at the end of the day, obviously this is football, so the quarterback position reigns supreme and is by far the most important on the entire team, both sides of the ball. But the Miami Dolphins are a team that has plenty of talent outside of that quarterback position. Obviously, they have Tyreek Hill, who could still be the best receiver in the game. They have other talent on the offense. They have talent all over the defensive side of the ball, lots of which they brought in this offseason. So there's still a team to look out for. Obviously, losing your starting quarterback, nobody wants to deal with that. Us as Jets fans know that all too well. That's why I do feel for the Dolphins. I don't feel for TD Finstock or Dolphins fans too much in particular. But that sucks, man. Nobody wants to lose their starting quarterback. It's obviously a setback. Who knows what Tua's season or career will hold, for the future. So, this is a good opportunity for the Dolphins to get back on track. Do I want them to get back on track? Hell no. Hell no. I want them to lose every single game for the rest of the season. So screw the Dolphins, as a matter of fact.
Just to remind you guys, we will be here for the AFC East Roundtable event, Jets-Bills, Monday Night Football in 2 weeks. That's going to be ridiculous, and we're going to have a same show just like this. Me, TD Finstock, Dan Mitchell, and Colby from Patriots Global. It's going to be us four doing a live show right here. Same producers, same tailgate. It's going to be a freaking show. Those tickets are sold out, but we still have some tailgate tickets if you guys want to come through to that party. We're also going to Miami for the Jets-Dolphins game, Week 14. That's in December. If you guys want to come through, we still got like 40 tickets left. We'd love to have Jets fans come and flood that stadium. Because let's be honest,
down there, Jets fans.
Dolphins fans aren't coming. They're already giving up on their team, man. We need Jets fans to come down to Miami and represent the Jets, Jets, when we go into Miami and destroy those fraud Finns. That's my boy King Lowski would say. Shout out to King Lowski. Guys, do us a favor right now. Please smash the like button. We put so much effort, so much work behind the scenes to make this show a possibility. Shout out to One Time Visuals for being the producers behind the scenes right now.
Sir.
Shout out to my graphics designer for putting on a hell of a show for the graphics. We're trying to level things up to make this as network feel as possible. And you guys can simply just support the show right now. Hit the like button right now. Let's get to 300 likes. We got 480 live watchers on YouTube.
Let's go, baby.
We have almost 1,000 congruent viewers all across the network right now. Hit the like button, share the show. Let's get things rocking, baby. I see you all in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Let's get into business.
Let's go.
Hopefully this van will leave soon because I'm kind of pissed off we can't see the party behind us. Let's get this van out of here. All right? I'm getting a little pissed about this van. I'm not going to lie. We're trying to show off the party that Gotham City Crew is throwing, man. We're trying to show off the party that Gotham City Crew is throwing. We got John gifted 5 members. Shout out to John for gifting 5 members. Jesse P. Robert is a member. John now. King Lowski. Everybody, shout out to John for getting the memberships loaded up. So that's really the state of the AFC East, Jack, because do we got to really talk about the Patriots?
Trash.
I mean, what more do we talk about the Bills? We talk about the Dolphins. No disrespect, Colby, but those Patriots trash.
Yeah, we don't need to spend too much time talking about them today.
Yeah, really. We don't got to spend too much time about that. We got to get into this preview segment real quick, though. I got to figure out a way to get this van gone, though. Jack, take it away. I'm going to see if I can get this van.
What am I taking it away with?
Jets Broncos preview.
Jets Broncos preview. All right. No pressure at all or anything like that. Just chilling here alone now. Jets Broncos preview as Richie tries to move this van. All right. Here we go. Let's start with the Jets offense going up against this Broncos defense. As we've discussed a little bit here and there throughout the stream thus far, this Broncos defensive line is one of the better units in the NFL, and they do have one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL, one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL in Pat Surtain. And that matchup today between Pat Surtain and Garrett Wilson is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a matter of if Aaron Rodgers is going to get Garrett Wilson the ball. I still feel like we're waiting for Garrett Wilson's breakout game in 2024. Could that come today? We'll see. I think the weather is all of a sudden going to play a little bit of a factor into the play calling. I think we're going to see some checkdowns and some running. But, you know, Garrett Wilson versus Pat Surtain is definitely a matchup to watch today. And Richie's back, baby. But I'm going to continue to preview this game. I'm just talking a little Garrett Wilson, Pat Surtain.
Oh, yeah.
And we're also going to be dealing with a pretty good Broncos defensive line. So we'll see if this Jets O-line can hold up, do their thing, protect Aaron Rodgers when he does, when he does drop back to pass. And we'll see if this Jets O-line can open up some lanes in the running game for the Killer Bees, baby.
For the Killer Bees, baby.
And then in terms of the Broncos offense, I truly think this is our opportunity for another dominant performance from the New York Jets defense. The Broncos offense does not give me many things to worry about, to be honest. A rookie quarterback playing on the road in the rain. I'm not expecting great things out of Bo Nix today. I'm not really expecting many great things out of the Broncos offense. I'm not going to completely write them off. Obviously, any given Sunday, this is that type of league, that type of sport. But I do expect the Jets defense to dominate today. So I really don't have much to say for this Broncos offense, man. Jets offense, protect the ball, Killer Bees, running through Breece Hall, running through Braylon Allen. Are we
Jack,
going
the
to see a
chat is
breakout
loving you
game?
right now, by the way. Just saying.
Are they loving it?
Yeah, you're holding it down.
Shout out to the chat,
And guess
man.
what I did? Guess what's
I'm just
moving behind
rambling.
us, baby? Woo! The van is gone. The party's opened up.
Let's go.
I left. Jack held it down so I can get this damn van behind us. Gone. And now we got the Gotham City Crew party
I'm just
behind us.
rambling, bro, but I appreciate you guys.
Hey, man, you're doing a great job. Yo, let's go, baby. We're live. Shout out to everybody coming through. We got Jets Media people, subscribers
There
all
we go,
across.
baby.
My man, everybody coming through. Go get your food, get your drinks, have a good time. We got Jets Media Day live right now, man. This is the 3rd annual event, and we're really, really excited to have you guys. We have over 1,000 congruent people watching on Twitter and YouTube combined. So big time shout out to everybody
Let's
tuning
go.
in. Smash that like button, guys. We got to get more people in the house. Let's get 300 likes is the goal. Let's get up to 500 people watching live. Let's get it to it, all right? Let's get into some
on the
matchups.
side of the frame.
Oh, let's get into some matchups, man. As you take a selfie with my boy. Yeah!
This is what it's all about,
Let's
baby.
get
We're
into
hanging
some
out with
matchups,
Jets
man.
fans, with Jets
Yo.
Media supporters. This is what it's all about.
I want to talk about Garrett Wilson, bro, because Garrett Wilson is somebody that is starting off the season a little slow for his standards, I'd say. I mean, Jack, I drafted him in our fantasy league 4th. All right, so I know Frankie's looking at me laughing, but listen, it's gonna work, okay? I promise you guys. I drafted Garrett over Breece Hall, and I have a lot invested in you, Garrett. I know that we were winning, but I got a lot invested in you this week. So we need you to get cooking. Now, you are going against Pat Surtain, right? And in 2022, Pat Surtain, you know, he held him to 4 catches, 24 yards. 2023, 3 catches for 54 yards, but he did not have Aaron Rodgers throwing him the football in those games. Now, the thing that we know about Garrett Wilson, Jack, is opposing defenses, they're double-teaming him, they're shadowing him, and that's freeing up one-on-ones for Tyler Conklin, for Mike Williams. But that's no excuse, man. I want to see Garrett Wilson get the rock, but not force-feed it. I think Garrett Wilson's good enough to even up. Gary V!
Holy shit.
What's going on? You want to come on live? We're live with 1,000 people on Jets Media YouTube right now. We got Gary V in the house. Say what's good.
This is the ultimate shout out.
Everybody, I just got one very simple thing to say. Mike Williams
In the house
is about to fucking explode on the Broncos nation. And I'm excited to be here. How are you?
Let's go,
You're
baby.
live on Jets Media right now, Gary. And I want to get your thoughts of this game. What's your score prediction? What's your thoughts of Aaron Rodgers maybe turning the clock back? Is vintage Aaron Rodgers back or what?
I think it's just a trap game.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I think a lot of Jet fans, if you've been around for 4 decades like I have, know exactly what we might be walking into. And so I think for the deep diehards, it'll be interesting to see if this is a different team, right? Like, you'd like to see us go out and win 23-7, 19-6, something like that. But it's gloomy as fuck. Like it wasn't supposed to be like this, and so I'm already a little bit worried. But that's just my scar tissue of the last 4 decades. Aaron's looked good. He looked a little more mobile last week, a little bit more of what we saw in training camp. So I'm hopeful. I'm a little worried about a big JFM play on the other side.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you the truth. I'm fucking worried about it. What the fuck do you want from me?
I get it, man.
It's been a long fucking 40-plus years. But
I get it, dude.
I'm hopeful, and I'd like to see a W here. I'm headed to London next week.
Oh, let's go.
I'd like to be going there in a good mood to get my Sam Darnold revenge game in.
Let's go.
That's where I'm at.
All right, so what's your score prediction and Aaron Rodgers stat prediction today?
I mean, Aaron's going to be efficient today like he is. I'm worried about Surtain. They've got a really serious corner there, so Garrett Wilson's got a tough matchup. I'm going to go 19-18. Greg Zuerlein, 52-yarder at the buzzer to fucking win it.
Let's go.
And as far as Aaron's going to go 19 of 25 for a $197. Conklin's going to explode again.
Conklin's going to explode again. Gary, thank you so much for coming on. Big
Thank you
fan
so
of
much,
yours,
dude.
and let's go Jets.
Thank you, man.
Man.
Pleasure meeting you, man.
The legend, Gary V in the
Let's
house,
go.
everybody. Gary V was just on Jets Media Day.
You never know what's going to happen at
I
MetLife
don't think
Stadium,
you guys
baby.
realize, or Gary V realizes how much that just meant to me, because
Let's go.
I don't know if he's still listening, But Gary V was the biggest inspiration for me when I started Jets Media, which was 5 or 6 years ago, watching his videos, watching his podcast. He sparked a lot of motivation in me. And Gary, that means a lot to me that I have you on Jets Media Day Live in 2024, this event, man. Because honestly, Gary, without you, I don't know if all this is happening. Your inspiration, everything that you preach, I've listened to. And now here we are 5 years later living the dream. It's because,
dude, I saw him
crazy.
over there. And he was walking alone. I'm like, that can't be him. And it was him, dude.
Gary
awesome.
V. That was not planned, by the way. I had no idea Gary was going to be here. So shout out to Gary V. I mean, Gotham City Crew came into my ear. He's like, oh, by the way, surprise, Richie, Gary V is going to be here. I'm like, what? Get him on the show. We need Gary on the show, man. I mean, that's one of the best Jets fans in the world. Future Jets owner? We shall see, man. I mean, I know that's on his goal, but shout out to Gary V. That was definitely a crazy, surreal experience for me, man. That was nuts.
That's epic. That's epic stuff, man. You never know what's going to happen here at MetLife Stadium, JetLife Stadium. The ultimate Jets fan, Gary V, making an appearance. What an honor to have him on there for a couple minutes, man. Awesome stuff.
And shout out to Gary for taking time to come on here. You know he's riled up. He's trying to enjoy the Gotham City Crew tailgate, so can't blame him, man.
Fired up, baby.
Shout out to Gary V.
That's a win. That's a Jets win. The Jets are winning today, ladies and gentlemen.
So let's get into more of Garrett Wilson. We have some Garrett Wilson highlights that I wanted to show you guys because I feel like Garrett hasn't got off to the start that we're expecting, and I think a lot of that has to do with the way defenses are approaching him. But I don't think that's – I hold Garrett Wilson to a standard of stardom that you see DK Metcalf get numbers. You see CeeDee Lamb get the numbers. You see Justin Jefferson. All the top-tier elite wide receivers still put up the numbers when they're double-teamed. And I expect him to be able to break out today, even though Pat Surtain might not be, might be one of the best corners in the league. You hear Garrett Wilson said this week, Jack, he's like, yeah, I might be going up against elite corners, but I don't want to crown them ahead of the game. Let's test them early.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Garrett Wilson is certainly not afraid of any matchup. And Pat Surtain's a great cornerback, obviously, as we've discussed. But Garrett Wilson's a great wide receiver. Garrett Wilson has, the skill set that you need to obviously be a number one wide receiver in this league. But I think to be one of the top receivers in this league, as Surtain is already one of the top cornerbacks. So I think this is something that if Garrett Wilson wants to really become one of those top guys, this is a game that he should have circled. This is a game that he should be looking forward to. He should be chomping at the bit to get out there and catch some passes on Surtain. Maybe take one to the crib. Who knows, baby? Who freaking knows? But I would like to see a big game from Garrett Wilson today, who's still been kind of quiet on the year.
Yeah, man. I think that you can tell Garrett Wilson really, really wants the ball. I mean, the cool thing about last week, he got in the end zone, right? And the play before that, he got in the end zone. It was a little swing route, juked Christian Gonzalez out of his shoes, tackled at the 2-yard line, and you can see the frustration in Garrett Wilson's face. He's like, I need to get in the end zone. Garrett goes into the huddle. He's like, hey, yo, Aaron, give me the ball. I need to score. And what does Aaron do? Okay. Throws an absolute dot. I mean, any quarterback in the league, that's a pick six, 100 yards the other way. But Rodgers put it only where Garrett Wilson can get it, right over the fingertips of Christian Gonzalez for the touchdown. So, Garrett Wilson, I'm expecting you to have a monster season and for you to prove my friends wrong and me right that I drafted you so high in fantasy, okay? Because it's my second year in a row doing it. Now, there's another player that I wanted to highlight in this game in particular, Jack, who I think is the key to today. It's Breece Hall. So Breece Hall has been dominant against the Denver Broncos. You look at the stats on your screen, folks. In 2022, 4 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown. That was the game he got hurt. I mean, he was on pace to have a monster game. And then in 2023, he had 22 carries, 177 yards, and a touchdown. So Breece Hall against the Denver Broncos is a matchup that we have to take advantage of. And I'm expecting a dominant game and Breece Hall's best game of his season so far.
I agree, man. I was just going to say the same exact thing. I expect this to be the best Breece Hall we've seen. Obviously, as the morning continues to roll on and the rain continues to pour down, I do think this weather is going to be a factor in this game. We might see some sloppy offenses out there, but I think this is the opportunity to see the best Breece Hall that we've seen thus far in 2024. Maybe the best Braylon Allen as well. This could be a game where we see them as a true 1-2 combo, I don't see why not. I think this is a day that you prioritize running the ball, run the rock. We know the Broncos are going to send the blitz against the pass. We know they're going to try to get Aaron Rodgers on the ground. Run the ball. We have a good offensive line. We have 2 very good running backs. Run the ball, establish that early. That can set up the passing game later on. Run the ball, feed the rock through Breece Hall, feed Braylon Allen, man. I love these two guys. I love the 1-2 punch we have at the running back position, and I think that they can be a dangerous duo today, man, for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, it's really dynamic. I still don't understand how Braylon Allen fell to the Jets in the 4th round. If you guys watched all the mock drafts that I did leading up to the 2023 draft, I was like, yo, please, or 24 draft, sorry. Please draft Braylon Allen, and they did it, and that's really awesome. And I have Dallas Cowboys fans. Shout out to Jay Tuck, our representative of the Dallas Cowboys on the NFC East Roundtable of Roundtable Sports. Every other day, he tweets at me. He's like, bro, give me Braylon Allen. Even give me Izzy Abonaconda or Isaiah Davis. I mean, they all want it, man. They all want our running backs. And the Dallas Cowboys, I posted that tweet that I told you about, Jack,
hilarious.
that Braylon Allen has the #1 rushing grade in the league. And Cowboys Twitter found it, and they're quote tweeting it just with hilarious memes of like in shambles, like, oh, here's Braylon Allen being the best running back in the league when we suck with no running back.
Sucks to suck, Dallas.
Muffios!
Sorry,
Hey!
Frank.
Hey,
Sorry about
Muffios, get
that,
your
Frank.
ass over here. Muffios, he comes in with the super chat. Richie, Jack, save you some food. I'm entering the parking lot. Jets winning 35-10. Sauce is getting a pick. Jermaine
Yo, what's good, everyone? How we doing out there?
Oh, yeah.
Muffios in the house. Hey, I got to give you a shout out because my boy Muffios, he won my jersey giveaway, and he went out there and got a Jermaine Johnson jersey, and you're wearing it right now.
Yeah,
He'll
baby.
be back, ready to go next year for the comeback tour. Muffios, appreciate you, brother. Let's go. Appreciate the super chat.
He's getting 20 sacks next year.
20 sacks for JJ. Comeback of the year next year. Let's
That's
go.
the boy right there.
Slippy Al, Josh Allen plays today. We are all so lucky. No one cares about Josh Allen right now, Slippy. Come on now. You sent me a super chat talking about that guy. No one cares about him. All right? No one cares about that bum, as TD would say. Now, the next matchup of this game, Jack, there's a player on the offense that I have to highlight because I still think Jets fans are a little scarred to even give this guy credit. Alan Lazard, is he a good football player? And it's funny because
with Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback, yes.
Exactly. Alan Lazard has 11 catches, 148 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He is playing like a very good receiver. He's dependable. He's efficient. He started off the season with that drop. Ever since then, he has been making plays. He's also making people miss in the open field. He's in the end zone 3 times. I mean, let's cue up the Lazard highlights because I've been very, very impressed with him. Last year, arguably one of the worst wide receiver seasons we've ever seen in NFL history.
Yeah.
And now he's coming out here,
Truly.
and you can tell Aaron Rodgers really trusts him, man. And whoever Rodgers trusts, Jack, I'm beginning to trust.
Oh, 100%. And as we spoke about, earlier in the stream a couple times, Aaron Rodgers elevates everybody around him. And I don't think we've seen that with anyone more so than Alan Lazard, coming off of an absolutely brutal disgrace of a season last year, where all of us were wondering, why the hell did we make this guy a Jet? What the hell were we doing bringing this guy in? And then we see the instant difference with Aaron Rodgers at the helm, the connection that they established back in Green Bay, the trust that he obviously still has for Lazard. I think about that play, Alan Lazard, the touchdown to Alan Lazard, one-on-one, well, the first touchdown to Alan Lazard, one-on-one on the outside. Rodgers throws the ball instantly, lets Lazard beat his man, score. Free play, Lazard's downfield, score. So the trust that they have, the chemistry is there, and obviously, I don't even need to say this, but it's so obvious that Lazard is a different player with Aaron Rodgers playing quarterback.
It really is, and it really changes the game because there's another player on the Jets that we're just waiting to kind of start to get comfortable, and I think he's coming, Jack. I think he's slowly coming. It's Mike Williams. I mean, Mike Williams is a guy that really is that #2 receiver. I would put Lazard still as a #3 guy. We got #1 Garrett. Mike Williams is our #2. Lazard's #3. Gibson in the slot. Maybe Malachi Corley will get involved. But I think that Mike Williams is going to get a really, really good opportunity in this game coming up because he's coming off an ACL. He is absolutely a difference maker if Aaron Rodgers and him can get on the same page.
Oh, 100%. I think, Mike Williams, what we've seen thus far, he's proved that he's, that guy that we saw in LA, that go up and get it, vertical, physical guy. He just, the target share hasn't been there. The target share hasn't really been there for Garrett Wilson, it feels like, So I feel like this offense is still gelling, but they're finding ways to move the ball downfield. They're finding ways to get into the end zone, which is the most important thing. The less we see of Greg Zerloin kicking for 3, the better. Alan Lazard, Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson, that's our three right there. And then you got Gibson, you got Malachi Corley, who might get involved. You obviously got Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, and the tight ends who have started to get involved in the passing game. So with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, there's just so many ways we can beat you. And, the fact that Aaron keeps his eyes down the field, protects the ball, all of a sudden he's using the legs, turning back the clock. It's a great thing to see, man. So, I want to see more from Mike Williams, more from Lazard, more from Garrett Wilson. I think the sky's the limit for this offense, man. It really is, bro.
Shout out to my boy Connor, NY Flight Jets Talk. The greatest rise of Jets YouTube stardom is Connor, NY Flight Jets Talk, with a $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you tuning in, my man. Hope you're doing well. There's another guy on the Jets receiving room that we got to talk about, and that's Tyler Conklin. Tyler Conklin's coming off a breakout party last week, Jack. 5 catches, 93 yards, leading the Jets in receiving in that game. I mean, I was at training camp a lot this past offseason, and the one thing I kept noticing is that Rodgers trusts Conklin a lot, especially on third down. So I think that the Jets really are going to go after Tyler Conklin a lot, especially Aaron Rodgers being very dependable and trusting in Conklin. And I've been hyping up Conklin for a long time all offseason, and he was quiet in week 1 and week 2. Cool to see him break out in week 3. I picked him up in fantasy. He's starting for me. So what's your thoughts of Conklin after breaking out in week 3? Do you think that's going to be something, or do you think it's going to be like any other game is the next guy to break out?
I think this could be like a kind of like by committee offense, dude. I think, I think it comes down to Aaron Rodgers being able to facilitate the ball. I think obviously Garrett Wilson is that go-to wide receiver, or at least the guy that we want to be that go-to wide receiver. But at the end of the day, this is Aaron Rodgers that we're talking about. So it could be Conklin one week, it could be Garrett Wilson the next, it could be multiple different receivers in the same game. As long as Aaron Rodgers is facilitating the ball, I trust him to put it in the right spot. Obviously last week we saw it with Tyler Conklin. This could continue with Tyler Conklin. I think he's an exciting player. He's obviously a veteran presence in that tight end room. He can go up and get it. Vikings fans used to call him Gronklin. I don't quite know about all that, but he is a reliable set of hands. Aaron Rodgers is kind of building a rapport with him. And I'd like to see to continue where that can go, man. But I do think this is a kind of by committee offense. I think with Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball, anybody can be effective and make plays because they're all playing to a higher level.
Yeah, and even shout out to Jeremy Ruckert. He had 2 big catches as well. I mean, it's beautiful to have a quarterback to get everybody involved. And it's usual, you look at what Rodgers did in his MVP season. He kind of force-feeded Devontae. He's not really known to spread the ball around.
Yeah.
But right now, he's kind of like, okay, they're taking Garrett Wilson away. I'm going to get everybody involved. And it's cool to see to have a quarterback that can allow everybody to eat. So that's really exciting.
100%.
To have a QB that can do that. Want to give a big shout-out to everybody in the chat right now. We got 563 live watchers on YouTube. Another big 500 people on Twitter. Hit the like button right now. Let's smash that like button. Let's get this to over 300 likes, Jets fans.
Let's go, baby.
Because we're live at Jets Media Day. This is a once-a-year experience.
300.
And we put so much time and effort behind the scenes to make this show right here possible. We have a big tailgate party behind us that we're about to get into after the show wraps up, and it's going to be a freaking good time, man. Now, I want to get your thoughts, Jack, of the Jets defense against the Denver Broncos offense, right? Bo Nix is a rookie quarterback. This Jets defense is coming off 7 sacks. I think that it's really going to come down to this Jets defense to keep Bo Nix in the pocket and force him to throw the football, because I don't really know if Bo Nix has confidence yet. He has 0 touchdowns through the air and 4 interceptions to start off the season. He's got a couple rushing touchdowns, but that's all he's got. So I think this Jets defensive line against Bo Nix is the difference in this game. Get to the QB. Also, their right tackle for the Broncos is done for the season. Their offensive line is coming off one of their best games of their season last week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So let me know in the chat, guys, and let me know your thoughts, Jack, about how you think this defensive line and this defense in general is going to go up against this offense in the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't have much to say here. The Broncos offense is not good. Bo Nix, I know it's very early in his young career. He does not look like a good quarterback in the NFL. And the Jets defense, we know, can play top-tier level football. So this should be the day that the Jets defense comes out and looks just as good as they did last week against the New England Patriots. This should be dominance from the Jets defense. The Broncos don't have a single area in their offense where they make me nervous. So this really should be, especially the defensive line, dude, this should be a feast from the Jets defensive line today, getting after Bo Nix.
Yeah, I really think that's what it comes down to. 7 sacks against one of the worst offensive lines in football. last week against the Patriots. This game is really important for us, and I think that I don't want to look past the Broncos, but I think what really matters to me in this game is getting the win, and then we got 3 really tough matchups in a row, Jack.
Yeah.
3 tough matchups in a row. In London against Sam Darnold, we got to be home against the Buffalo Bills right here at MetLife, which will be here for the AFC East Roundtable event, and then we're in Pittsburgh for Sunday Night Football. I think these next 4 weeks, is it too much to ask for 3 wins in the next 4 games?
No, not at all, dude. We want to be a Super Bowl team, do we not? This is what we need to do. We need to go to London and beat the Vikings. I know the Vikings have surpassed expectations to start the year, but we need to go beat the crap out of Sam Darnold, and then we need to come back and at least play well against the Buffalo Bills. If we lose against the Buffalo Bills, I won't be the most angry person on the face of the earth, but we at least need to play well. We certainly can't lay an egg like we did against the San Francisco 49ers back in week 1. And then, the Steelers are always that pesky team, man. They're always, better than people expect. Their defense is going to present a lot of problems. They'll find ways to run the ball on offense. And, I think if the Jets want to take that next step, if they want to be a Super Bowl team, these are the kind of runs we need to go on. We need to go win in Europe. We need to come back, not have a bye, and play well against the Buffalo Bills, hopefully beat the Buffalo Bills, and we need to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 100%.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big test. I mean, we're on primetime football a lot, and I think that Pittsburgh Steelers game, they're 3-0. I mean, how about the AFC North real quick?
I know, man.
Let's go Ravens tonight, just saying. But
how about the Bengals?
The
being
Bengals
garbage?
0-3, Steelers 3-0. Browns, I knew I was not buying into the hype. I mean, I just never really believed in Deshaun Watson, personally. But the Steelers are just a pesky 3-0, and I think that game in Pittsburgh is going to be really, really fun. And then we're in New England, right? Hopefully we can sweep those sucky-ass Patriots, no offense. And then we're home for Halloween, Thursday Night Football right here against the Houston Texans.
We are.
Who just got killed by the Minnesota Vikings. Like, I got to ask you this, Jack. I know we're just 3 weeks in, but now that we have 3 full games of an Aaron Rodgers Jets team, like, what's your mindset of what your expectations are for the rest of the season? Like, do you have a win total that you're striving for? Do you still think winning the AFC East is possible, even seeing the Buffalo Bills dominating? Like, after actually seeing what this team looks like with Aaron Rodgers, what do you think about this season? What's your expectations, realistically?
I think the absolute minimum for this to be a successful year is for the New York Jets to make a postseason run. Not just make the postseason, but win at least 1, maybe 2 playoff games, man. Can the Jets make it into an AFC championship game like they did when we were half the age we are now? That would be something magical. Obviously, playoffs are an absolute must, but I need more. I want more. I need more. We need more. Screw just making the playoffs. We need to make a run. I'm saying AFC championship, dude. That's really what I'm saying.
You'll say AFC's championship? I'll say Super Bowl! Because that's what Aaron Rodgers is here for, baby. Now, am I getting ahead of myself? Yeah. Do I care? Absolutely not. Because that's why we brought in Aaron Rodgers. This roster that Joe Douglas has assembled is built for one reason and one reason only. It is to go after the damn Lombardi Trophy. And I really believe if we have the version of Aaron Rodgers we saw on Thursday night all season long, I mean, this Jets football team can be dangerous because I don't see an elite level defense that can slow down Rodgers. And if our defense can come back to earth and be at least like top 10 and top 15 in certain aspects, like, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. I'm trying to stay grounded, and I really hope this Jets football team will do that. And I got to take advice from even our own quarterback, Jack, because you know what Aaron Rodgers said, which was hilarious even here? We have to, he said this as a football team, we have to be able to learn how to, our biggest difficulty will be how to handle success. Our biggest problem will be handling success. And I understand what he's saying, right? Just like you don't want to get too low when you're losing, you don't want to get too high when you're winning and lose track, right? When the whole world is against you, right? Say the Jets lose and the whole media is like, oh, LOL Jets, the Jets suck. And it feels like, okay, we got to come together as a team. Everybody's counting us out. Let's come together. But how can this Jets team come together when they start winning? When the media is saying, oh, the Jets are really good. The Jets are Super Bowl favorites. Like, they got to realize that the job's not finished. They cannot let that get to them and be like, oh, yeah, we're all here right now. We can go all the way. So I think that's something that Aaron Rodgers is going to bring to this team is not get too high when we start succeeding, hopefully.
The job hasn't even started. The job's not even close to being finished. If this Jets team forgets where they came from for the last decade plus, pretty much for their entire history as a franchise, then we're already lost. I mean, we need to go out there and play every game like it's the most important game of our lives. And that's the only way we're going to get to where we want to be. Never is the job finished. The job hasn't even begun yet, man. We haven't even begun to scratch the surface into what this team is capable of doing, but into what this team should be doing with the roster that they have on paper, with the way that backup players are playing, with who we have running the show at quarterback. With the fan base that we have, the job has not even begun, man. So this Jets team better not get cocky. That's one thing they better not get.
Yeah,
we have 2 wins on the year, bro, and we got absolutely blown out in prime time to start the season. So we got a long ass way to go.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And this is going to be exciting. I've never done this live at someone. I'm going to call out some nonsense in the chat. This is fun right here. We got John Schmodo putting words in my mouth. I never said Super Bowl favorites, but I said I aspire my Jets football team to win a Super Bowl. Don't put words in my mouth, Mr. John Doe. Who are you?
Take a walk, John.
There you go. My boy Nick knows.
Hey, John, take a walk.
Take a walk, John. All love to you, bro. Appreciate you tuning in. Gator in the chat. Expect to dominate. Shout out to Gator with the $2 super chat.
Amen.
I appreciate you, Gator. Always showing in love. Always showing in love. Man, shout out to the chat, man. You guys in the chat, this has been a heck of a show.
What an amazing show, man.
This has been fun to be able to go live and do this in person and to be able to be live in a tailgate atmosphere. I'm going to try to look up and be like, hey, can we get good weather next year maybe? Because this is back-to-back seasons where Jets Media Day has clouds and rain. But it's unfortunate. But it's not going to stop us, baby.
This is football weather, baby. This is gritty, getting down and dirty in the rain and the mud.
Hey,
let's go.
But
this is
guys,
what the Jets were built for.
This is Jets Media Day 2024. We're going to end the show in just a few moments because I got to go into the tailgate party. I got to go have some fun. We got to get some content and pull off a lot of fun and really get some rowdiness started. We're going to do some Jets chants. We're going to party with Gotham City crew. We're going to do a lot of fun things, man. And then we're going to go into the hangar and party during the game. And then we're going to be on the field after the game. So there's a lot of fun things to come. Folks, all I ask you guys is do me a huge favor by simply hitting the like button. Let's get to 500 likes, baby. 500 likes right now. We got 550 live viewers. Hit the subscribe button as well if you're not already subscribed, man. We put so much effort into these shows. I mean, this is a once a type of year type of thing, and I got to give another shout out to One Time Visuals for pulling off the production behind the scenes, because without them, everything you're seeing and make this as professional as possible. Maybe we can do this more often, Jack. Maybe not just at games. Maybe we can go to bars and do this. Let me know, chat. I kind of want to bring this out here. Man.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it.
This has been a great one, man. Who cares about the weather? We got tons of beautiful people around us. Shout out to this amazing production team for hooking us up, making us look good, making us sound good. And I'm stoked, man. I'm so fired up. The most fun part of the day hasn't even came yet. So I couldn't be more stoked.
Absolutely, man.
And proud of my guy Richie here for making this all happen. I must say.
None of this is possible without everybody that's watching behind stage right now. I mean, everybody that hits the like buttons, everybody that subscribes and tunes in. That's all because this right now, what you're watching right now is because of you guys. And I'm humbled to say thank you all so much for tuning in for the 3rd annual Jets Media Day event. This is technically the 2nd event where we did a live show. The first event we didn't do a show like this. Last year we did one. This year we did one. Next year we're doing one. And then Monday Night Football, you'll see a similar show on the AFC East Roundtable, baby. That's what's going to be happening on Monday night against Jets Bills, baby. That's what you'll see. We got another super chat to get into before we wrap things up real quick. David, JETS, Jets Media all day. Let's get Peyton and these donkeys. Let's demoralize them.
I
appreciate that super chat, David.
Love.
JETS to you, David. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up. We got, Chuck.
Let's go.
Member. Can we get a JETS, Jets set, though? JETS, Jets. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Woo! We love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to go to Gotham City Crew and have a fun time and head into the hangar. Shout out to Gary V for coming on the Jets Media Live. That was a dream come true for me. Appreciate you all. Let's enjoy this dominance, hopefully, against the Denver Broncos. Salute to the chat. I'll see you guys next time. And also, before we end, I got to let you guys know, stay tuned because we're going to be uploading a recap show of the event, a recap video of this event in a few days after, so you can get a whole behind the scenes of what this event looks like if you guys are interested to come next year. So peace and love. Let's go Jets. and we'll see you next time.
Jets Media
Peace out,
Day
folks.
2024, baby. Love you all. Jets, yes, 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 Jets.
Woo!